Good morning, Cog Squad. It's Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm on a beautiful but chilly springtime day here in Alabama. My family, Jason and Mary Carl, have set off on a birding adventure this morning to a place called Perry Lakes, and it's a little, just kind of a hole in the ground, so to speak, but it is a beautiful, beautiful, well-maintained birding trail, and Jason was so kind to take his daughter on this trip and leaving me behind to take care of the farm, which I don't mind. So we share duties around here, and I've got to start off with Willie and Ruska this morning, and he fed Maggie on the way out. It was just easy for him to do, and he would have to drive over to where Willie and Ruska are. I got Willie staring at me, Holly out here playing with the boys, and Dee Dee, she's kind of scratching out. So we're going to head on over to the barn and see what we can get started this morning. All right, on my way over here, we passed by the Killdeer nest area, and I'm not so sure that y'all can see her. I'm thinking it's about right there. I mean, I can see her, but I can't see on the screen if I'm pointing to her correctly. So squint real hard and see if you don't see that female killdeer sitting on 4 little eggs that I showed y'all in one of the previous videos, and we are not getting very close to her. Mary Carl has signed up for a program through Alabama Audubon called Killdeer Nest Watch, and she's keeping them up to date because it is something that the nesting habitats have, well, diminished their population here in Alabama, and they're trying to find out more about why. But I think I got some answers for them. They choose to nest in areas that are highly trafficked, so that's got a lot to do with it. But anyway, the studies behind it are allowing them to learn a bit more. There goes my little dog, Dee Dee. Where you going, baby? Got Willie over here talking to me. Reska's all the way at the other side of the pasture. I think she's more interested in seeing what Maggie's doing. I'm gonna get you, buddy. Me and Holly gonna get you fixed up. Holly had to stay here with me today. She's not a birding dog yet. Working on that, aren't you, girl? Look at here, waiting at the door. You gonna go out this morning, girl? Sometimes she chooses to, and sometimes she chooses not to. She's not scared of Holly nor Dee Dee whatsoever. So we usually just open the big roll-up doors, and she goes in and out as she chooses. Did you eat all that food and drink all that water right by yourself last night? Because I know it was full when we left out here. Goodness gracious, we're going to have to get you filled up. Did you have some company last night? I don't see how your little self could have ate all that cat food and drank all that water overnight. I just don't. I think you had a party. Now, Dee Dee is one that will steal food. So I am going to either have to put this up high for Miss Pink or get Dee Dee out of here. One of the two. Pinky says she prefers to just continue to eat right here and get Dee Dee out. Oh, goodness, now we got big dogs. We got to get y'all out of here. Yeah, come on. Before I even came over to the sink, I was just filling up the horse buckets. Miss Pink decided it was time to go out and headed towards the door. And I think you're just like those barn cats. You just want to make sure that you've got food in your bowl for future. You're not necessarily wanting it right now, just want to make sure that you got food for later. So guess what I'm going to do? I am going to make sure your water bowl stays full, but I'm going to put that cat food to where nobody else can get it. And when you come back this evening, you'll have your cat food again. Well, I did something that was none too smart. Parked Bobby C right in front of where my hay spear is. And I need to get the hay spear put on the tractor because, well, the goats are just about out of hay. And so I put some treats in my pocket, and I hope that I can get Maggie put in a stall. And that way I won't have any competition when I'm driving through with the hay bale on the front of the tractor to get to the goats where their cradle is. Now, Dee Dee is going to get in Bobby C with me because I don't have any backup cameras or any kind of fancy stuff like that. And I can't see her from behind. So she's going to ride with me, and believe me, y'all, this is her delight. She loves to ride on anything. Yesterday, I cut grass So let me tell you this before we go any further. I cut grass and I walked, well, no, I didn't. I drove the lawnmower from here to the old barn because Caden was coming that afternoon to do some weed eating. And so I made sure I had the string, the cutters for the string, some water, everything set at the old barn for Caden when he got here. I turn around and look, and here comes Dee Dee. She's hightailing it down to the barn because I left her. And she loves to ride on the lawnmower. And I don't let her because I feel like it's a safety issue. And so I felt so bad because she's just running as fast as she could, you know, to catch up with me. And I did end up taking her back home on the lawnmower, so I didn't have to walk all the way back. But I get down in front of our property, kind of towards the end where our neighbor's cows are across the road. And I've never had this happen before, but the entire herd of Mr. Butch's cows comes galloping to the fence. And I was like, oh my goodness, what in the world? So I didn't video as they're running towards me because I was cutting grass. So I stopped the lawnmower and I look over, and it's obvious that they think that I'm gonna feed them. Mr. Butch and his helper drive a side-by-side out there when they feed and give new hay, and I guess they associated my lawnmower with that. And you can see in the little video that Matilda could care less. She was the only one over there just eating grass, but boy, oh boy, his cows just knew that I was there to give them some grain. And as I drove on, they went on, and I had to go to town to pick up a load of feed afterwards. And lo and behold, the whole set of cows was on the other side of the pasture. So it was clearly obvious that they associated me with feeding. Right, Dee Dee? But I got you back home, didn't I? All right, let's move Bobby C out of the way. By the time I do that, Willie and Rustica's feed should be ready to give to them. And y'all gonna see how much Dee Dee enjoys riding. She just lays down in the floorboard of Bobby C or whatever I'm doing. I have to imagine at one point she was taken care of. When she first came here, she had no issues getting on the side-by-side. She would put her little front paws up on the side of it and try to jump up. Of course, she's old and she's kind of frail. Some days she can do it on the old side-by-side, but some days she can't. So she gets a little boost from me. And the tractor, oh my goodness, she loves to ride on the tractor. When she sees me, usually on Thursday mornings, I take the garbage to the road, and as soon as she starts seeing me roll that garbage can around, she knows that I'm going to be getting on the tractor, and she just hops and jumps. It's her delight. So that didn't come out of nowhere. Somebody, I think, took time with this sweet girl at some point. Now, y'all know what shape she was in when I got her, so it went south at some point, but I'm just hopeful that she was at some point cared for and loved. All right, Dee Dee, you gonna drive? No, you gonna let me drive. All right, well, let's hop on up in this big boy and get her moved out of the way. All right, girl, we gotta get her cranked up. And she doesn't act scared when I crank it. Nothing, she just sits. She heard that beeping though, and Pink did too, because she took off. She knew that something was fixing to crank up. All right, gotta wait on those glow plugs to heat up, girl. Here we go. Hey, Dee Dee, that's all we had to do, girl. We're done. I'm sorry. Wouldn't it be something if she belonged to somebody that had operated heavy equipment and she went on job sites and that was her, I don't know, that was her past. I don't figure it, but I can tell you that any of my other dogs, if you put them in something like this and you cranked it up, they're going to have a little bit of nervous reaction. Not Dee Dee. Ah, now I got 2 horses waiting. Y'all ready to eat, aren't you? I know, I'm coming. All right, Willie. I got your bucket right here. Yeah, got you and Reska. Yeah, y'all excited this morning? Okay, you come over here. Goodness. Yes, we are so excited. We are ready to eat. All right, there's yours, big boy. Come on, girl. Get you over here. Willie was trying to get in on your side this morning. I knew he didn't eat on this side. All right, big girl. There you go. Enjoy your breakfast. You all right? You all right? It's okay. Yeah. All right, I hope Jason approves. Hope I did everything like I was supposed to. I think Willie would approve, just as long as he's got food. He's happy. All right, Dee Dee. Now we gotta go all the way over to the backyard area where I've been using the tractor so I can bring it back over here. And I'm gonna let her ride with me to the front of the house, but then I'm gonna put her up because I don't wanna be trying to hold her and get a hay bale out of the barn. I do have a couple of carrot Kalmbach tribute treats for Maggie to encourage her to get in the stall so she won't be in the way. Now the challenge is going to be Loretta. I might have to fix her food before I can actually get in there. She knows. Well, I had to come in the backyard area to get my tractor, and I just remembered that I needed to update y'all on something that I did in the last video, and that was move the Muscovies and the Egyptian geese over to the pond area. And guess what? It has worked out. Look on the top of the dam, on the left side of your screen, on the back side of the pond. That is, I believe that's the female. I can't see the wings from here. You can see one of the male Muscovies is down there. One of them's over there underneath our little boat. And then another one is camped out in front of a tree, kind of right there at the bottom in the shade. No, that's not a Muscovy. That's a regular goose. Oh, no. I bet she's laid some eggs. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm glad I was trying to point to a Muscovy because otherwise I wouldn't have seen that and we would have potential baby goslings, which we don't need any more of. But anyway, that has worked out, putting them over there and then putting the wire at the bottom of the gate so they can't get back out. Win for geese and ducks. Well, I had to drive on up a little bit because I couldn't hardly believe my eyes at what I was seeing. But this is where a mallard was sitting. And I can see that she is very perturbed right now because that goose, Nugget, do you see what's going on? Oh my goodness. So that goose has laid in her nest. Look at the mallard eggs. There are, oh goodness, I think those are mallard eggs. I'm really going to need to get over there. And there's lots of goose eggs. So that's the mallard's nest. I see 2 mallard eggs. And then there's the mallard. She's so camouflaged. She's like, why are these, I see 3 mallard eggs. Why are these big giant eggs of yours in my nest? She's not getting on it yet. She's probably trying to figure out how in the world she's going to get them out. Oh my gracious. I don't think I've ever had that happen. I don't know if she wants the mallard to sit on them or if she thinks she's going to do the incubation. What do I do? What do I do? I don't want to hatch any more geese for sure. And I want to get the mallard to where she can sit. All right, we're going in. She's standing there right now. She wants to get on the nest. There's no way she can get her little body over the top of those big giant goose eggs. So I'm going in. And we're going to see what those older looking goose eggs are too. All right, Nugget, I'm going to get through this little crack, buddy. And look, today we got to agree on something. My earrings are off limits. My ring is off limits. I never found my pink ring. We're not doing that today, okay? Just make it a pact. We're not doing that. We're just going over to check these eggs. Dee Dee's like, why did you keep me off the tractor? We were supposed to be going over there and put that hay spear on. Ah. Okay, so here she is. She's mad. She is mad. Okay, so there's 4. There were several mallard eggs in here, but now there's 4 goose eggs. 2 of them look to be kind of old. There's one over here. There's a couple down the hill there. Nugget, what in the world is going on with your crew? I tell you what, we're going to have to get the goose eggs out of here because there's no way that they have been sitting here long enough to develop. There's no way that mallard could sit on them and then them incubate. Come on back, girl. I got you fixed up. We're going to have to part ways with the goose egg. And maybe if the goose wants to sit on the mallard eggs, we'll let that happen. Oh, no! Oh, that was bad. Oh, that was bad. I got it. He pulled the whole thing out of my ear, and there went my ring. I got to get out of here, y'all. Look at my hook. I'm just going to have to do better about taking them out. I sound crazy because I was talking about him snatching my earrings, and then I came in here with them on. I should have just taken everything off, which I'm doing right now, so there's no... You can have my shoes all you want. There's no chance of ripping out an earlobe. And I'm going to need you to help me carry these eggs, because there's no way 2 hands are going to carry, what, 6 eggs? There's no way. And I'm not putting them in my pockets. Forget that. I think I'm going to stick the camera in my pocket and crisscross applesauce my arms and carry them out of here. Yep, there's nothing left, buddy. My ring's off. My earrings are off. You're just left with nothing. We got some excitement going on here at Cog Hill Farm. We got Rocky trying to hide, who's not doing a very good job because he's so big. He said, "Bandit, I see you." Oh my goodness. So both Dee Dee and Holly have gone inside. And my other dogs that are inside, they want to know what in the world's going on out here. They want part of this fun. Rocky, we can see you, buddy. You're not a good hide-and-seek candidate. He's gonna creep. He's gonna creep. And then we have Arlo here, who sits up in the window and watches from afar. They play too rough for you, Arlo. Arlo does come out here, but he can't hang with them. They get too rough. Incredibly too rough. Can you believe that little puppy that was knocking on death's door with Parvo, playing and cutting up, and just 100% now? He said, "No, sir, you're not getting away from me." Rocky, I think he's done, buddy. Here's one of my mama's cats that you don't get to see very often, and she wants to go inside. She's scared of everything but my mama. She's not scared of the dogs, but her name's Miss Beasley. And when we were at the old farm, Mary Carl and I were walking around in the backyard, and we heard a tiny meow. And lo and behold, we found her as a kitten, and never had a cat wandered up at our property before. But she's a Hemingway cat. She has the 5 toes. And we checked around. Nobody was missing a cat in that area. Don't know really how she got there, but since then she became Mama's cat. And you can see she's a big girl. She's a big girl, and she's a bit different. Like I said, she won't let me let her in. She won't let me touch her. She's Mama's cat. So now let's get on to what we were supposed to do in the beginning. That is, go get the hay bale and give it to the goats. I bet they're fit to be tied by now, because they are indeed still locked in their stall. But it's early, so they'll be fine. They've got water in there and all they need, and they'll be happy when they get a fresh new hay bale. And I'll be happy when the hay bales, the last 2 hay bales, are out of the barn and it's wide open again. We don't have but one left after this. Let's go. So I just thought of an interesting fact that I had a gentleman tell me over the last week or so. He said, if you have Muscovy ducks, you will not have snakes. Now, I've always heard that about guineas, that they are, good snake deterrents. But we're not going to have any guineas on this farm. And we're also not going to have any more Muscovies. We have 3 that have been with us for a very long time, and that's the limit. But he did say that if you have Muscovy ducks, you won't have any snakes. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but he obviously thinks so. And it's always interesting to hear from different people what they say works and what they have heard works. And he actually has Muscovies. So obviously he's got some proof behind that statement. Well, let's get this attachment put on and go get these guys some hay. Good morning, pretty girl. I knew that was coming. We got 2 big old round bales still left in the barn that are sitting on the pallets, and one of these 2 is going outside today. All right, Miss Pookie, Miss Pocket, I can see you. I can see you. You ready for your grain this morning? I know you are. Miss Peaches, she's ready. I've already got their bowls in the area where I keep their pig feed now. All right, squeals of joy. We're squealing pigs. One for Loretta. One for Miss Peaches. Oh, hello, Bramble. Got a Flintstone vitamin for each. One of them gets a little mineral oil and a little Luberson. Hello, buddy. Well, the grass is very green, and the cows are not nearly as interested in eating as they have been. Little man, you're on the other side of the fence, buddy. Come make your way around. Come on. Come on. No, honey, you don't eat cow feed. That's bad, bad, bad. Sorry, y'all. We did just do a spin around, but I can't have donkeys eating cow feed. That's bad, bad. All right, Matilda, you come down here, baby. Are you gonna, look, come this way. Come this way. There you go. Big boy. Big boy he is. All right, Jesse. Now you know that when I get that new hay bale over here, I'm gonna fill up your and Honey's hay. And then here comes Mr. Bramble. Bramble's gotta get some loving this morning. You got some loving a minute ago when I was fixing that pig feed. Yes, you did. You just can't get enough, can you? Got piling on you. Yeah, sweet boy. So yesterday morning, the water did not work from about 6 o'clock in the morning on up until, well, it ended up being about 10 o'clock. But, you know, we wet a lot of our animals' feed, and with no water, we had no ability to do that. So it was either we feed without the feed being wet, or we wait and see when it comes back on. And so we fed without it being wet. And I wish y'all could have seen Peach's face when I gave her that dry food. She looked up at me and she looked back at her food. She was like, "Did you give me the wrong food? Because mine's supposed to be wet." And she ate it, and it's not going to hurt her. But I didn't know when the water main was going to be fixed that was broken right down the road, and I certainly didn't want to go ask them how much longer is it going to be. So they ate dry food, and they did fine. But Peaches didn't necessarily like it. Morning, Miss Biscuit. And I have told y'all before that Miss Biscuit is just not as affectionate as the boys, and y'all have responded with, your cats are the same way. Some of your males are more affectionate. Some of your females are more affectionate, but Biscuit's just that way. So that's why she doesn't come to me for loving like the boys do. Now, where's Sylvester this morning? Miss Peachy, guess what? Your food has water on it. It's the correct consistency this morning. Just saying. I know you didn't look back up at me and let me know it wasn't right. Okay, Pocket, you definitely know where to go when it's time to eat. We're gonna go out the door, baby. I'm gonna go out this door that we lock because, well, Pocket's a smart girl. There's Mr. Sylvester. What you doing, buddy? Oh, goodness. Okay, get Pocket fed. I went yesterday and to Jones Feed and restocked on all of our Kalmbach feed products, but I forgot chicken feed. How does one do that? How did I go to the feed store, get all the feed for all the animals, and forget the chicken feed? So that is something that I have to do when I finish feeding this morning. Now, Red still gets fed a little bit. Where is my special? I have a little special container that I use to feed Red out of. Red still gets an extra helping of goat feed in the morning, while the rest of the goats, they just eat in the evening. Red eats 2 times a day, and it's just because we have not been satisfied with his body condition. He's looking very good now. So we got to get Loretta fed and Maggie hopefully put into a stall. Now the emus, I'm not so much worried about. They get in the pasture. If they get in Maggie's pasture, it'll be okay, hopefully. They sound like they're firing at me when I come towards the stall. I see some eyes on the other side. Is it Red? Goats are smart, y'all. It didn't take them long at all to realize that Red comes in the morning, but none of the others are supposed to. So here's what we're dealing with hay-wise. Just a little bit left in this cradle, and I am going to take this to Jesse and Honey and put it in their hay feeder right now, and hopefully Maggie will feel the need to get away from the fence line, looking at the other two, getting close to being able to put them together, but not quite there yet. I could probably come through there with the hay bale. I just don't want to take a chance of her getting out or me possibly bumping her with the tractor. Guess what, boys? Guess what? I took my earrings and my ring off. So all y'all have to contend to is my shoes. That's a good thing. I don't care what you do with my shoes. You've already untied it. You can do whatever you want to with that. Just not my ears. Not my ears. Boy, this hay gets down here in the bottom and it is tough to get it out. I know. Hey, that's my camera. What have you done? Well, I guess that was interesting. I should have known that I couldn't leave that camera set up. Now let's see if I can't get Maggie to come to me. They said it's time to come out. Not quite. Maggie! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, girl. Come on, Maggie. All right, Maggie's in a stall. I promise you I did not do away with Red. He acts like he has been officially expired, but I assure you he's fine. He hears me talking, so he got quiet. All right, y'all got to stay in here. Last thing that we need is goats to get out. I can deal with 2 emus a lot better than I can deal with 9 goats. All right, buddy, come on out. Come on out. And that's what happens. I open the door and they all go in. That's fine. Y'all stay in. Just don't come out here. Make sure I shut this. All right, now we got to get the tractor in here and get that hay bale taken around. All right, buddy. Slowly but surely. Once you get back over there, Ernest is coming back out. Y'all both go on that side. Go. Go. Go, go, go. Good. Now, we can shut this gate. We can let Miss Piggy out. Loretta, you got to be finished eating by now. We can let the goats out. Oh, goodness. And we can shut the stall door and lock it from the inside. So Miss, uh-oh, I didn't know you were in here. Hello, sir. You just chilling? What you got black on your head? Huh? What is that? You got a whole new hay bale out there. You need to go check it out. Yeah? Well, I don't guess it matters if y'all come in here. It's not like there's any food or anything you can get to. All right, Topper. All the rest of the goats are out here enjoying their brand new hay bale. Y'all look at those two down at the end of the pasture, Pocket and Peaches, side by side, just a grazing. Let's see if she'll come. I told her I was going to brush her, and I do need to, but she's escaped her stall as I opened the gate. Pocket! Come here, girl. Look, got a peppermint. I gave Maggie the 2 treats that I had in my pocket, so peppermint it is. Maggie doesn't like peppermint. Come on. Come on, let's see if we can't get some more of that hair out. Look here. There you go. Peppermint. You like those, don't you? All right, come on in. Come on in. There you go, big girl. Let's get that woolly coat brushed out some. Get fixed up. Try to get all that winter coat out. Yeah. Brambles. Look at all that. That's just one brush full. You're doing good. Yes, you are. Feel good today? Oh. Just a little bit at a time till we get all that winter coat out. I know, Bramble, you're going to get your chance, baby. I'm going to love on you in a minute. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's get some of it out on the other side in case you decide to quit being brushed. Oh, that feels good, don't it? Did that hit your spot? Oh, did that hit your spot right there? It's right there, isn't it? Oh, wait, that feels so good. Yes. Looking so pretty. Yes, you are. You smiling? Oh, I see your teeth. You look like you're trying to smile. I can't believe you're standing this still. I feel good. Oh my goodness. Look at your teeth. We're gonna get all this old dead hair out, Pocket. A little bit at a time, baby. Oh, that's that spot right there. Under the mane, up here. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Let's do that spot. Yeah. That feels good. All right, I'm gonna braid your hair, and then if you'll let me brush you some more, we'll do that. Well, Miss Pocket stood about all that she's gonna stand for today, and she did get her forelock braided. I know some of y'all give me a hard time about not keeping it braided, but she doesn't leave it in there very long, and she doesn't like to stand for that, so it's kind of difficult. Of course, I could tie her up every day, but if she got used to that, then she might never come in this stall again. So we do the best we can, don't we, Bramble? But we got a bunch of hair off of Pocket, and we will continue to do so while she is shedding out that winter coat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all ready for some treats? Got all this new grass over here. I am loving the ability to move the new coop with ease. I must say, I could do it by myself if need be. It's so much easier. And look at me, I'm going to the wrong side. Why didn't y'all tell me? They said we were trying to. We were trying to tell you that was the wrong side. That's, I used to go in on the other side, but now since we moved it, we left the gate where it was. It's on the front side instead of the back side. And we were able to use the same grounding post and T-post that we've got the charger on. So just have to be careful when I reach over to not touch the fence. There we go. All right, ladies, sorry about that. I can see that one of y'all's feeders is empty. This one over here. But luckily you have two, so you're not completely out. As soon as I get chickens fed, I gotta go back to town. I just can't seem to get everything in one trip. Well, I see you perched up there and you've done a dirty job on top of the nesting box. Appreciate that. We got a scraper that'll take care of that. We got 14 foot of nesting boxes and two different brands here, Best Nest and Hen Gear. We're not sponsored by either one of these companies, and I really couldn't tell you that I have a preference of one over the other. Jason showed y'all some of the benefits of one versus another, but I really don't know if it makes any difference. So we're gonna start. Let's see, I'm not gonna open them all at one time because I have so many boxes. We're gonna see just how many eggs we have. Of course, we gotta start with a feather. Let's use this basket. One of you lovely followers sent me this basket last year. I don't know that I can get it in the camera without picking it up. And I absolutely love this basket. I actually have two of them. I used one of them yesterday. We're gonna save the other one for today. So let's see how many eggs we have. Not been getting very many on the new nesting box side, but that is typical. 8, 10. Goodness, y'all are doing good today. 12, 14, 16. Got 19 on this side, girls. 19. 21, 23, 24. Y'all look. Somebody ate an egg, and I think they do it through the bottom of this. This is the Best Nest box. It does not have that pad that goes all the way across the bottom. So I think that we've got a chicken that just pecks from the bottom. You can see where the hole is. I don't think they do it in the nesting box because as soon as they lay it, it rolls. I think they're doing it from the underneath. So you can see that this one has a carpeted bottom. And we're doing better with the eggs because so far I've got 3, 5, that's 7 on this side, which is the most we've had. 4 has been the most that I've had over here. So they're picking it up. They're picking it up. No egg up top today. So maybe, just maybe, the additional nesting space has allowed her to realize that she can indeed lay in the nesting box after all, and she didn't have to lay up on the rafters. Who knows? The wind's picking up. And that's okay because I am finished with my morning chores. Not to say I'm finished with what I've got to do for today, but I'm finished with the morning chores so I can go off and do some other things that I need to do and some things I don't care to do, like something I should have done yesterday, pick up chicken feed. But it is what it is, and I'll get it done with a smile. And I hope that you guys do something that you enjoy today. I enjoy doing farm chores. As crazy as that sounds, I enjoy looking at each and every animal and seeing their personalities, even if it's Pocket not wanting to be brushed in a certain spot or showing her teeth when she likes it in a certain spot. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Until next time, y'all be good.